Thank you for joining us in another segment of Mental Health News. Our topic today is mood disorders. This is a broad topic and includes multiple disorders. The most known and famous is depression and bipolar disorder.
There are other disorders too, like seasonal affective disorder, cyclothemia disorder, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, dysthymia, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, depression or bipolar related to medical illness, and depression or bipolar induced by substance use or medication.
While most of these disorders mentioned are diagnosed for adults, disruptive mood deregulation is present in children and can be diagnosed up into someone's late teen years.
The DSM, which is used by mental health professionals to diagnose, gives the symptoms used and duration for each disorder, as well as some statistics about its prevalence and cultural consideration. For major depressive episode, it has to last at least 2 weeks and include either depressed mood or diminished interest or pleasure, and at least 4 other symptoms of the following: significant appetite or weight changes, insomnia or hypersomnia, psychomotor agitation or retardation, fatigue or loss of energy, feeling of worthlessness or excessive or inappropriate guilt, diminished ability to think or concentrate, and thoughts of death and or suicide.
These symptoms must be present for most of the day as well, and the individual never experience a manic or hypomanic episode.
That would put them in the bipolar category, which is the topic of our interview with Dr. Zaimba.
We see bipolar portrayed in some series, including but not limited to Empire, Homeland, and Shameless. Books that have been written about this disorder, such as A Unquiet Mind by Kay Redfield.
There are also some good movies made that show bipolar disorder accurately, like The Ghost in the Whale in 2016, Touched with Fire in 2015, and A Silver Lining Playbook in 2012.
Let's take a look at part of the trailer for The Silver Lining Playbook.
I feel motivated. I don't feel so angry all the time. The whole time you're rooting for this Hemingway guy to survive the war and to be with the woman that he loves.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Pat.
I can't apologize. I will apologize on behalf of Ernest Hemingway, because that's who's to blame here.
Yeah, have Ernest Hemingway call us and apologize to us, too.
What meds are you on?
I used to be on lithium and Seroquel.
I was on Xanax.
You ever take Klonopin?
Klonopin.
Yeah. I guess I what?
I'm tired. I want to go. Are you going to walk me home or what?
You have poor social skills. You have a problem.
I have a problem? You say more inappropriate things than appropriate things.
You want to have dinner at this diner?
Pick me up at 7:30.
So how's your job?
I just got fired, actually.
Oh, really? How?
By having sex with everybody in the office.
Everybody?
I was very depressed after Tommy died.
We don't have to talk about it.
Thanks.
How many were there?
Here to talk to us about bipolar disorder is Dr. Zimba. Welcome to the show.
Good day, audience. My name is Dr. Zumba, and I'm glad to be on the show today. It's good to be here. By the way, the movies and shows don't tell you all the facts about bipolar disorder. They sometimes show a range of symptoms that could be caused by another mental illness, and not everyone presents the same way.
What's an example of something they don't present correctly?
Well, when people hear bipolar, they think it's one disorder, but in fact, just like depression and other disorders, there are multiple types. Bipolar has bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, and a subtype. Bipolar 1 has at least one episode of severe mania and one or more major depressive episodes. Bipolar 2, on the other hand, involves a less severe hypomania, generally does not lead to hospitalization, but mania, which is associated with bipolar 1, does.
Could you please explain to our viewers how you diagnose a manic episode?
It needs to be an abnormal and persistent high, and some persons present with irritability, goal-directed activities, or energy. They also have to have at least 3 or more symptoms of infatuated self-esteem, feeling like there's nothing that can hurt them, decreased need for sleep, talking too much, or not able to stop talking, having a million thoughts racing in their head, impairment in their social, their occupational functioning.
A lot of time in the movies, they show a person who's bipolar who's psychotic or hallucinating. Does that always happen?
No, people who suffer from bipolar can have a wide range of symptoms. Psychotic features are added as a specifier to some, but not all.
That's really interesting. Is there other aspects of this disorder that media does not portray or highlight?
Well, the entertainment industry does not portray a real-life simulation of The timing of a manic episode. The duration of a manic episode can last for a week, and it continues for most of the day. The media displays a manic episode to last for 2 minutes, in which a person trashes their home, set their car on fire, then to take drugs and sleep with a total stranger. A hypomanic episode should last at least 4 consecutive days. If there's 4 or more of full episodes, either mania or depressive, in the span of 12 months or a year, the symptoms should diagnose with rapid cycle. But that doesn't mean that everyone with bipolar disorder goes through that.
How prevalent is bipolar disorder?
In a 12-month period in the United States, for bipolar 1, it's 0.6%, and for bipolar 2, is 0.8%.
Our viewers are dying to know, does genetics play a role in bipolar disorder?
Genetics is believed to play a key role in bipolar 1, but like most other conditions, it's the interaction between genetic predisposition and the environment that makes one person develop bipolar disorder.
Thank you for your insight on bipolar 1 and 2.
It was my pleasure.
Dr. Zumba provided us with much needed insight.
We need to raise awareness about bipolar disorder as well as all other mental illness disorders.
Tonight on Mental Health News, we will be interviewing Patty. Patty is a 27-year-old female who lives in Chutney, Wyoming. Patty has been diagnosed with cyclothemic disorder. Cyclothemic disorder is a mood disorder. It is based on emotional highs and lows. Our guest for today has been diagnosed with cyclothemic disorder.
Welcome to our show, Patty. We look forward to hearing your story.
Thank you for having me. I was diagnosed with cyclothemia 4 years ago. I knew something was not right, but I couldn't pinpoint my issue. I was tired of riding the emotional roller coaster.
Emotional roller coaster? Can you specify what you mean by that?
My ups and downs are not as bad as someone with bipolar 1 or 2, but they do affect my life badly. They are brief and frequent, but because of them, I lost my last 2 jobs and a few relationships.
Thank you for your explanation, Patty, and thank you our viewers for joining us today. See you next week when Michelle and Nagla present on neurodevelopment, disruptive, and conduct disorder.